Hey guys, how's it going? So today Benjamin and I are out here. We've decided to start cleaning out his butterfly garden in preparation for some Christmas lights.
Dig out all the stuff.
You're gonna dig out all the stuff? You look very cozy. Yeah. All right, the garden's looking a little rough. It's seen better days, but my goodness, was this a fun spot this year. Did you love this garden, buddy? Yeah, it was so fun. So we have mostly annuals in here. You know, we planted the sunflowers around the exterior are now gone. Those were pulled up a while ago. Purple fountain grass, some Wendy's Wish. I think that's what it's called. I don't know why I want to call it Molly's Wish, but I think it's Wendy's Wish salvia. I'm not as familiar with that one, but it grew great for us. We had some Saturn sunflowers in there, some meteor shower verbena, gomphrena, the truffula pink. There are a few perennials like the lavender, sweet romance, also a couple of echinacea, some not dianthus, some phlox. Anyway, it looks like just a big old mess right now. So you can see right here the lavender, which we will just be probably trimming up a little bit. We'll largely leave it alone. The salvia still has a tiny bit of color on some of them. And the calendula Lady Godiva yellow is still looking pretty good. It won't look good once we pull everything up. And it's a zone 7, I think, so it won't survive our winter. But anyway, the goal is mostly to just clear out this whole area and then cut back the few perennials that are still here. All right, Benjamin, let's go get some tools and some papa bags.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need a shovel.
Yes, a shovel would be good. I love his enthusiasm.
I'll go get a shovel.
You know where a shovel's at, bud? Oh yeah, that's Mama's favorite shovel, huh? Gotta lift up a little bit on the handle. There you are, good job. Well, that looks better, doesn't it? I've got it almost cleaned out. You can see my pile back here, but it was planted really thickly. Possibly overplanted a tad, but it was beautiful and everything seemed to do pretty well. I did put a couple of echinaceas in there that just got completely smothered. I think they're gonna be okay. They did when I raked, they kind of raked right up, so I don't need to cut those back, but there are some lavender and the phlox left. And a few of the buried treasure strawberries that I planted out here. So those I'll just leave alone. There's some leaves at the base and stuff, and that's okay. I actually saw some strawberries on here and thought, oh, sweet. And I tried one and it's completely mushy, so they're not good anymore. But the lavender, this, like I said, is sweet romance. It grows like 12 to 18 inches tall and wide. It did beautifully. At least 3 out of the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I planted 4 on each side. 3 out of the 4 on each side did really well. The last 2 got pretty smothered, so we'll see what happens. We have put together a guide in the past about how I deal with my lavender, because I treat mine differently than most guides will tell you to. Most guides will tell you like a certain level to cut your lavender back by, and not down into the woody base of the plant, because if you cut into the woody base, it opens your plant up to possible risk of, you know, winter kill or whatever. It can shock your plant into the point of killing it. I like to cut my lavender back almost all the way to the ground every year, which means that the plant will not have a chance to create that woody base. So I find it less risky. If I just continue with the same system of cutting it back every year, then the plant grows back fresh every year, doesn't have time to create that woody base, thus I'm not cutting into the woody base. And in all my years growing lavender, which, you know, I've grown lavender every year for, I don't know, lots of years now. It's not like I have a lavender field or anything, but I've grown enough to feel comfortable treating it that way. However, we are far enough into the fall at this point, like tonight's supposed to be 23, that this lavender here, I am just going to clean up the top. I feel like if I cut it back to the ground now, that's pretty risky for really a lot of things. So I'm just going to tighten this up a little bit, and then in the spring I'll come back and cut it back before it starts to grow. So anyway, for those of you who have seen that lavender video, that's why I'm doing it a little bit differently today. So what I would normally do is come in, cut it all the way back, but today I'm just gonna come in and kind of just round it up a little bit and cut off some of the scraggly growth. And you can see the ones in the back are particularly kind of bad looking. So I'll clean those up a little bit heavier. It looks a lot tidier, and I think it'll do well over the winter. So the only other perennial in here I'm going to mess with are the 2 phlox, and I'm just going to cut those pretty much all the way back and clean up all of the dead stems on top. Oh my goodness, the whole thing looks so much better. So let me show you around the side here, because I did have a salvia planted over here, and I had coconut appeal black-eyed Susan vine along this fence. So I had one planted here and then one on either corner, and they grew a lot more than I realized. Like they were, it had grown up onto this bench here. It grew all over the fence, but there was just so much going on, kind of made it hard to see a little bit. But this little spot has been such a joy this summer. I mean, with everything else going on, especially around it, the Hartley is gorgeous, but you know, the area around it is still chaos, and it will be chaos until we get things buttoned up with the HVAC and electrical and water in the spring. So this little area was just such a beautiful spot of color, and it had a little bit of structure because of the fence, and it was a fun area just to toss a bunch of things. And I planted a bunch of sunflower seeds around the back side of it, and that was beautiful. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to button it up for just tonight, and we're going to come back out and tackle the rest in the morning or later in the day. I mean, 23 degrees. I don't know how long it's going to take to get a little bit warmer out, but we'll come back out at some point and string some lights on the fence and maybe do some other things. I've got some thoughts. Benjamin and I were talking about it earlier, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but I think in the end, it'll be pretty. So we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, guys, it is a new day. We're ready to start tackling this project again. It did rain a bit, so it's quite wet in here, but looking so much better. And I remembered that I have a box of bulbs that Linda from Texas sent out, so thank you so much, Linda. They are tulips, and I thought it would be really pretty to tuck them into this garden and have some really fun spring color to look forward to. So here they are. We'll go ahead and pop a picture up on the screen of each one of these varieties. We've got 50 Candy Prince. These are all from Johnny's, which I've never ordered bulbs from Johnny's. I've always ordered seeds, so this will be really interesting. The bulbs look really nice. This one is called Mysterious Parrot. There's a Dream Touch, Black Parrot, Super Parrot, and I think these are both, Rasta Parrot. There are 2 bags of those. So 140 tulips total, which would be perfect for this garden. So I've got the auger and some flower tones. So we're gonna go ahead and get those planted quick. Benjamin's trying to dig a hole in front of the Hartley. Okay, I will get the tulip planting done really quickly, and then we're gonna hang the purple lights, which was Benjamin's request from the fence. I think I'm just gonna mix these all together in the box, and we'll just kind of spread them out. Okay, we got all the bulbs planted, and Benjamin's got his construction equipment out here. Are you ready to put lights on the fence, bud?
No, I still have to dig something for lights or solar.
Oh, you gotta still keep digging. Okay, well, I'm gonna work on the lights, all right? Which we have right here. And these are the nice purple ones, Bud. Are you excited for purple lights?
Are they purple?
They are.
I can see the purple from outside.
Uh-huh.
Let's turn them on after when we put them on.
Well, put them on the fence and we'll turn them on tonight once it's dark so we can see them. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, we can go outside and see them.
Mm-hmm. I gotta go get something to cut these zip ties though. I think what we're gonna do is swag the fence right here, and then we'll swag all the way around it. And then we're gonna go get some branches and maybe floral wrap some branches and anchor them to the center area here. I was trying to think of what we could do in this space that would be really fun and colorful. Of course, the kids love blow-ups and things like that. We don't have any blow-ups, and we're actually trying to utilize the lights that we already have on hand this year instead of going out and buying a bunch. So anyway, we're gonna run to our neighbor's pasture. They've got a great big brush pile in the back where they had a big tree taken down this year, and they said we could forage around and look for some branches to use. Okay, so we're gonna swag the fence first, then we're gonna grab your dad, Bud, and we're gonna head and go get some branches. Okay, Benjamin really wants to see what these look like. So we're gonna run into the root cellar and plug these in because it's a dark room, just so we can see the color. Yeah, excited?
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna close the door? Come in and close the door? Okay, ready? You mark, set, go. What do you think of those?
Good.
They're pretty, huh?
I like good color.
Yeah.
And they put every which they want.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go back out. Root cellar's maintaining 43 with 75% humidity. It's about perfect. What did you find?
A roly-poly.
A roly-poly? You're trying to get it to open back up?
Yeah. But he doesn't want to.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to tell how even I got the swag. I think I got it pretty even until it's lit at night. And so I can adjust things if I need to. But I ended up having enough to wrap the entry slats right there and then go a little bit around the first lavender. I think that's going to be so cute. It only took 2 strands to do this whole entire fence. Did it open?
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe if you just leave him there for a little while. You might like the sun. Warm up in the sun a little bit.
Maybe I'll put him in the shade.
In the shade.
I think he'll get cold in there.
Oh, yeah, he might get cold in the shade. Do you like bugs, Bud?
Huh?
Do you like bugs?
I don't like bugs. I only like roly-polies.
Oh.
Roly-polies.
But you like worms.
Yeah, I do like worms.
Do you like spiders?
I don't like
You don't like spiders?
No.
Look, there's a big roly-poly. Look, it's moving. Do you see it?
Yeah. Let me pick him up. You see him?
Yep, see, now he's probably going to be a little scared for a minute. Here comes Aaron.
He opened up. The roly-poly opened
Look at
up.
him. He likes you, Benjamin. Okay, here we go. We'll have to drive over the lights.
Well, we could probably just unplug them. Just unplug a strand.
I
right
suppose
there.
we could. Yeah, that's the logical thing to do. I'm glad we put a gate in right here. So you can see this is our neighbor's pasture, and there's the brush pile back in there. That's prime branch picking right there. I think this is where all the skunks and foxes live. That's smart, Aaron. I was like,
Took a long time. That was a big job.
I was like, can't be done. I might be able to get through the one. Very nice. Okay,
This is going to be a bumpy ride.
it will be bumpy. So this is the brush pile right here. We're just gonna pick through and see if we can't find 3 decent branches. Oh, nice. That one looks great. Well, we got some really nice looking branches. What I'll do is probably cut these down a little bit because they're quite long. And I start at the bottom of a branch, and you'll see the process here in a second. And I start wrapping the lights pretty tightly around the trunk until I get to the first kind of strong branch, and then I'll go up that trunk, or up that branch rather, and then back down it, and then go up the trunk again, and then go up a branch, back down it, up the trunk, and so on and so forth until the whole tree is done. This process can be a little bit tedious because lights can be a little bit of a pain to work with, especially when they're getting snagged on branches and all that sort of thing. But floral wrapping 3 branches as opposed to like 50, that's what we did for Aaron and my wedding. 50 huge trees we floral wrapped with white lights, and they were beautiful, but it was a process. I'm also going to grab 3 T-posts, and that's how we're going to get these anchored. We'll drive 3 T-posts into the ground, and then we'll just zip tie the branches to those T-posts. I actually did it once in our old house, our townhouse, when we didn't have a tree out in our front yard yet. And I really wanted lights, so we went and got a big dead tree out of the hills, and I just floral wrapped it, and we lashed it to a T-post, and it did great all winter long, and it was gorgeous. Plus, when you're working with branches that are already, like this was already a tree that was cut down, and these are all dead. Like there's no life in these branches. They're all really, really dry. Is that you don't have to worry about breaking anything. I mean, if a branch cracks or breaks, it doesn't matter. When you're working on live trees, like if I was to light the avalanche birch here, I would be so careful, and the process would take me a lot longer. But anyway, I just got to get set up here and get this done. First one is all done. I ended up using 4 strands of green lights, and I wanted to show you kind of close up how I attached it here. So the T-post went in the ground. This is just one we had on hand. In fact, everything here are things that we had on hand. And then I used 5 zip ties to attach it to the T-post. It's pretty sturdy, even if we have a wind. Of course, there's no leaf canopy to really catch a ton of wind anyway, so we should be good. And then the plugging comes right out the bottom here, and I made sure when I was doing the swag on the fence to end it right here, so that we can attach both of them to an extension cord that will go along the back side of the chicken run, and then it will plug in on the north side of the chicken coop. Now I'm going to work on branch number 2 and 3, which will go kind of like in a triangular shape. I think the next one will be red, and then we'll work on a blue one. Also, it took about 30 minutes to floral wrap that branch, so not bad. I thought it was going to take a lot longer than that. It's all done, and I think it's gonna be so cute. Now, I know you can't really see the lights now. In fact, I turned the camera off when I strung up the last one because I had the lights on, and it tends to flash when you speed up the footage. So anyway, yeah, that's why I skipped that one. But 3 branches, that one's blue, green, red, and then I did end up adding the sphere right in the middle with white lights, and then all the purple lights around the exterior. It's gonna be so pretty. Aaron came out about when I was done with the second branch and he said, hey, did you test all those lights? And I told him I had, and he said, well, even if you test them, if you're installing them, especially when you're moving them around as much as I was, he said, I would probably plug them in just in case, because you know, things go wrong with lights really easily. And sure enough, we plugged in the big green one and one of the strands was out. So we ended up, it was a connection, a faulty connection. So we were able to run a second extension cord just individually up that branch to plug in that one strand. So I didn't have to take it off the whole branch, but oh my goodness, you better believe whenever I do this again, I'm going to be installing the lights while they're plugged in, because that's a lot of work to go to have one not working. Oh, the sun just went behind a cloud. I don't know if you can see lights. I can see a little bit of glow from well, I can see glow from all of them, a little bit. It's gonna be so pretty though. Especially, I think, as you drive in, we'll have a Christmas tree in the Hartley, and then you'll look through here and see this just really fun, colorful spot. The last thing I need to do, really, as you can see my kind of gob of connections right there, I need to put something over that. Typically, we don't have any issue, even with water and stuff, getting in them, but it can happen. So I'll probably do that. And then I might pool a little bit of lights depending on what it looks like tonight. But you see, I had to run a little bit of that blue strand over to plug it in, and maybe just to kind of make it look like it's part of the thought process here, if I put one blue strand just kind of on the ground, it might look kind of fun, like maybe a couple blue strands around the base of this pillar and around the base of the trees, or maybe a pool of each individual color, like a pool of blue, pool of green, a pool of red. I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this project. Super happy to have this spot cleaned out. It was such a mess. I mean, you saw it. It was a mess. I didn't really want to look at that all winter long. So to have that cleaned out, have the perennials in there cut back and tidied up a little bit, and then those tulips, that was just an extra bonus. So something really fun to look forward to for spring, and now some Christmas decor. I might have to fuss with stuff a little bit, like on the swag on the fence. I might have to adjust it a little bit up or down so it kind of matches, but I think the kids will really like it. Anyway, we'll show you in a minute what it looks like at night. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Look at how cute this is. I absolutely love it. I love how the whole thing turned out. Side view, complete with the moon. And a backed up look at it. So awesome.